I've been thinking about something lately. The most important things in my life never feel urgent. They don't send notifications. They don't create deadlines. They don't demand immediate attention. And because of that, they're surprisingly easy to neglect. Think about it. Your health rarely falls apart overnight. Your marriage doesn't become distant in a single day. Your relationship with your children isn't built or broken by one conversation. Your character, who you are, isn't shaped by one decision. Your faith, it doesn't grow because of one prayer that you make. The things that matter most are usually built slowly, quietly, over time, which means that they're easy to ignore while we're busy responding to things that feel urgent, right? For most of my life, I responded to urgency. The phone call, man, the phone calls. You know how many phone calls I've had in my life? You know how many doors I've knocked to people I've talked to that are looking for me? That phone call, man, it was urgent every time. And there were hundreds of them. That lead, that client, that opportunity, the deadline, right? Even in school, we have these deadlines, they're due. Even in college, that problem that needed solving, the fire that always needed putting out, especially when you manage and run people. When you run an organization that has many, many people that are working together, man, sometimes you got to put fires out all the time. And there's nothing wrong with handling responsibility. Life requires that, right? But what I've realized is that if you're not careful, urgent things will consume all your attention. And the most important things, they'll quietly get pushed to tomorrow. Then tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. And before you know it, years have gone by. One of the hardest truths that I've ever had to face is that neglect doesn't usually feel like neglect when it's happening. It feels reasonable and temporary. It feels justified. You tell yourself you're busy. You tell yourself you're building something. You tell yourself you'll make time later, later for your health, later for your family, later for rest, later for your faith, right? Maybe we'll make up with God right before we die, later for our relationships, later for the things that matter most. The problem is that later has a way of never arriving. I've seen this in my own life. There were seasons where I felt like I was working hard, pursuing opportunities, trying to create a better future. And while some of those efforts were worthwhile, I can also see moments where I gave too much attention to what I thought was urgent and not enough attention to what was actually important. Because important things rarely scream for your attention, they whisper. Your son asking you to play with them, a conversation with your spouse, time spent with God, going for a walk, taking care of your health, reading something that helps you grow, being fully present with the people that you love and are around on a daily basis. None of those things feel urgent, but years later, those things become the things that matter most in your life. I've started noticing that the life that I want, it isn't built through dramatic moments. It isn't built through repeated attention and attention to the right things, right? Attention to the right things are the way, not once, not occasionally, but consistently. The man that I've become is shaped by what I repeatedly give my attention to. My family is shaped by what I repeatedly give my attention to. My faith, it's shaped by what I repeatedly give my attention to. My future is shaped by what I repeatedly give my attention to. There's a saying that goes, what you tune into, you turn into. And what entertains you, trains you. That's why stewardship has been on my mind so much lately, because stewardship isn't just about money. It's about attention. Attention is currency in today's age. It's about recognizing what you've been entrusted with and caring for it intentionally. Your health, your family, your time that you've been given, your opportunities, your gifts, your relationships, your influence, the impact you have on everyone around you because of those decisions and attentions that you give. None of those things stay healthy automatically. They require attention. And attention is one of the most valuable things that we have. This world is constantly competing for it. Algorithms want it. Advertisements want it. Businesses want it. Every notification wants it. But at the end of our lives, I don't think we'll wish that we'd have given more attention to all the distractions around us. I think we'll wish that we'd given more attention to the people and responsibilities that actually mattered. The older I get, the more I realize that a meaningful life is usually built in places that don't look impressive, around dinner tables, in ordinary conversations, in daily habits, in quiet prayers, in moments that nobody else sees. The world celebrates urgency, but God often works through faithfulness. Faithfulness in small things, faithfulness when nobody is watching, faithfulness when there is no applause for you, faithfulness where progress is slow. And maybe that's why the things that matter most rarely feel urgent, because they were never meant to be rushed. They were meant to be cultivated little by little, day by day, choice by choice. So lately, I've been asking myself a simple question. Am I giving my best attention to what matters most? Not what's the loudest, not what's the newest thing out there, not what's most urgent and pressing, what matters most. Because years from now, the quality of my life, it won't be determined by what demanded my attention. It'll be determined by what received it. And for the things that mattered most, rarely feel urgent. That's exactly why they deserve our attention. Till next time, peace.